and welcome to our another Park and Recreation report. I'm Joey Schugel, Park and Recreation Director for New Ulm Park and Rec in the city of New Ulm, and really excited today to welcome Ben Doden with us. Thanks for being here, Ben.
Yeah, of course.
So Ben's our aquatics and fitness coordinator. So as we're taping this, we're coming to you at the end of October. A lot of people think aquatics comes only in summer and when it's nice out and stuff like that. Well, in New Ulm, we're very lucky to have year-round aquatics, which keeps Ben very busy. But we're going to talk about all the things that you do. Your position just isn't aquatics. So for us to start here, why don't you first tell us what your position is and kind of what that entails?
Sure. So I've been with the City of New Ulm for about 2.5 years now. My position mostly includes working with the aquatics, which is training lifeguards, kind of keeping the pool in good shape, running swim lessons, programming with the water involved kind of activities in our pool, and then also the fitness side of things. So planning programming with that, fitness classes, personal training, keeping our staff certified, and that includes CPR, first aid training for our department and a couple other small ones as well.
So I'm really glad you got into that. So a big part of Ben's job is that training and development of our staff and everything. So talk about maybe what certifications you have and what those mean.
Sure. So I have a certification in lifeguard instruction, which also comes with CPR and first aid, and then AED use. And then on top of that, I carry 6 through NETA, which are different personal training certifications, specialty fitness certifications for different, demographics. It might be senior citizens, might be youth fitness. And then on top of that, I also have a specialty with lifeguarding and then also the swim lesson instructing. So a lot of stuff to carry, but it's all worth it and lots of fun stuff to kind of get to train and do.
Great. So those of you out there hearing that, one of the things that's great about Ben and his certifications that he has is when we need to certify lifeguards, when we're recruiting, if Ben didn't have the certification to be able to teach lifeguard training, we would have to farm those out to other sites, and it's really competitive to get into that and can be tough to do. So it's great to have it in our community, and Ben, you're certifying not only our staff, but communities around us are also asking for you to do the same.
Yeah, often hosting for other cities and areas, especially in spring and things like that. But even just in like the last couple weekends, once I get 4 or 5 people interested, we try and get a class together and invite other cities to fill those spots as well. So trying to help out both our community and others as much as we can.
Great. So we're going to start off with getting into the aquatics part of Ben's job and what our department offers for aquatics, and then talk about where to find some of that stuff as well. So let's first talk about our indoor aquatic center, renovated through our renew authorization of our local option sales tax, which created our new aquatic center, opened in the fall of 2021. Talk about, first of all, when are pools open to the public for organized open swims when you have lifeguards?
Yeah, so we have lifeguards staffed. Wednesdays is a half pool, just because it's usually more younger kids, so that's going to be like our slides and basketball hoop area. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when we're going to have more of the amenities open. So Wednesday is going to be 4 to 7 p.m., and then Friday is going to be 4 to 8 p.m. Saturday, Sunday will be noon to 4. So a couple different options. All of those, especially the weekends, the first half of those shift is going to have our Ninja Cross down, which is the only one in Minnesota, and there's very few in the country. So a cool amenity to get a try out. Try your luck on the hard side, see if you can finish. And then on top of that, we do offer some special swims that are kind of available throughout, like one each month or so, that are just extra chances to try fun things out. Like our log roller, we play cross net. So maybe we get the tubes in the water as well. So lots of fun stuff with those open swims. Highly recommend you check them out if you haven't.
Awesome. So great. Ben talked about some of our amenities. If you haven't been down to our aquatic center, we'd be happy to show you around, give you a tour of the facility, and try it out with an open swim.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then let's talk about lap swim. So lap swim, what we offer is when there's not program times for anyone 18 or older. So let's talk about why we do that and what goes into that operation for lap swim and what's available for people.
So we have a big focus on fitness, kind of when it works for you. So we try to, if our pool's available, to at least have some lanes open for people to be able to swim whenever it works for them. That is 18 plus because most of those instances are unguarded. So we want to make sure that they're people that are able to, be able to swim and have the maturity to take care of our pool area. We do have on Wednesday nights usually an extra guard available for if youth want to lap swim a little bit to kind of get better into swimming, whether it's competitive or just for fun. But that goes anywhere from 5 a.m. when we open on weekdays until an hour before close, just so we can start kind of doing some of those closing up procedures. That goes for weekends as well, so 7 a.m. on Saturday and then 9 a.m. on Sunday. We do close during swim lessons and some of our aqua classes, but those are pretty limited and available on our schedule. But otherwise, we try and keep lap swim open as much as possible for people.
Great. And a good way to find that is to find on the City of New Ulm website. We have schedules on there
Yep.
where people can go online and look
Yep.
when lap swim is on a current date.
Absolutely.
We also have paper copies at the recreation center as well. But also talk about lap swimming can mean different things for other people. So we have water walkers in the pool, and just getting, whether it's mobility or helping with their mobility, and also our zero depth entry pool that makes our pool more inclusive than our old pool maybe.
Yeah, so absolutely. So lap swim, like Joey said, is a lot more than just getting in the pool and swimming laps. One of the best recommended things for physical therapists that we hear is get in the water and just walk around. And we have different usable items that you can grab, like water weights, water bars. We have some extra like floating vests to kind of help you if you need a little assistance staying more neutral in the water. But it's a great way to get exercise, whether it's just walking laps, whether it's taking that advantage of swimming. You can tread water, but we do have that zero depth entry, and we have a water walker, so if you need a little help getting in. We also have stairs available for getting in, so whatever it might be, but all levels, all abilities, the water is really a great place to get a start on your fitness or maintain lifelong fitness.
Great. And then also during those lap swim times as well, our spa's open as well, correct?
Absolutely. So if anything, get a little workout in and enjoy the hot tub afterwards or the spa, and it definitely feels good on the muscles.
Great. So now let's transition. You mentioned a little bit about swim lessons, but into our programming. I don't need to tell you this, but it's really important. Swim lessons is a really important amenity or program for our youth in our community and adults. It's important to know how to swim. So when do we start offering swim lessons? What different levels do we have? And then kind of when do they run throughout the year?
Sure. So we are just kind of wrapping up the start of our last fall session here. So we'll be starting up again in the winter, so starting in January. So keep an eye out for those information coming in late December. But we offer swim lessons starting at the youngest age, which is parent-child. And that focus is not for kids to be able to swim, but to get familiar with water and feel safe around water. And that's more to educate the parents on how to kind of do proper holds and help the infants and toddlers get acquainted with the water. Next, we move into our preschool sessions. We have 3 different levels of that. So that's ages 3 to kind of 6. And that's really to get them acclimated again and start the basics of how to float, how do we kick. And then we move into our levels 1 through 6, which is going to be taking you from maybe limited to no water experience, getting you to where you're able to safely be in the water, to progressing into being maybe even possibly a fitness swimmer. And if you get all the way through that level 5 and 6, maybe even preparing to be a lifeguard or going into competitive swimming possibly. So lots of different options, but really very important for everyone to get a start on.
Great. So a lot of offerings out there. Best way to find those is, again, City of New Ulm website and our registration tab. And you can go in and find all the different levels of swim lessons. It talks about the criteria for each too.
Absolutely.
So if you're kind of guessing, my child's ready for this or maybe not ready for that, there's a good description on all of those. But also always available to help too if parents need help getting their children into the correct lesson.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit before we move on from swim lessons about our private lessons as well.
Yeah, so we have a lot of phenomenal instructors that are all WSI certified, so water safety instructor certified through the Red Cross. They go through anywhere from 30 to 40 hour program to make sure that they're properly prepared, both between online training and stuff, and then their in-person requirements as well. But they can take a child or a small group for 30 minutes at a time and kind of give them that focused instruction, whether they need a little extra help, they just do better in a group on their own, or they need that kind of isolated learning environment. But those can kind of be scheduled anytime the pool is open and available. So if the lesson times that we kind of set aside don't work for you, you have the ability to kind of work one-on-one with someone and kind of schedule around your schedule as well. So highly recommend looking into those.
Great. How do we sign up for private lessons? Can you do that online, or do you have to do that differently?
As of right now, we're taking them just over the phone or email with myself, but stay tuned. We are planning on getting that on an online enrollment, hopefully in the coming new year. So.
Great. So if best way out there, Ben's contact information is on our City of New Ulm website, or you can simply stop into the front desk or call the front desk as well, and they'll get connected with Ben. So we mentioned lifeguards and how important those are. You mentioned water safety instructors. Talk about how one would go about working for us, and we have, these are meaningful jobs for young people. We do have adult lifeguards as well.
Yep.
But how does someone get involved? What is the training that goes into that?
Sure.
And how can we look to expand our staff?
Yeah, so currently lifeguard, you can start working as a 15-year-old, so you just have to turn 15 by the last day of the class. We have lifeguards up to age 30, even like 35, but we take all ages and ability levels as long as you can pass the basic criteria for lifeguarding. Most of the time we do offer a few classes set per year, but if I get enough interest, I'll add as we go. So even just this past weekend, we did a class for about 5 people that were interested from the area, and we threw one together quick and got them trained, and they're hopefully going to be applying soon and taking positions. But with lifeguarding, if you are interested, I'm more than happy to meet and talk about it, help you run through like the pre-test requirements. So there's a little bit of swimming, about 200 yards, some treading water, and you have to be able to get a brick off the bottom, for example. So they sound a little daunting, but we like to try and help people prepare for those, give you kind of a practice to get set up. And then additionally, if you have questions about what the job looks like, I'm always happy to sit down and meet with people because I have a passion about aquatics, and if anyone ever wants to get into it, I'm always happy to help.
Right. And it really is a great job for especially our young people looking out there, trying to decide what they want to do. It looks really good on a resume. Also, when you get in with us and you can have all these different types of aquatic positions, but then let's say you go off to college, everywhere has the indoor pools or outdoor pools, and everyone needs lifeguards. So
Absolutely.
It's just a great certification to have and keep as long as you can.
Yep, and it comes with that CPR first aid, and no matter what job you need, that's always going to look good on a resume. So I always tell people at worst, like, you come out with that and a little bit of experience, so great job.
Great. So a lot going on with aquatics and Ben here, but I want to focus now on the fitness side of his position as well. Ben, talk about first off, when we talk about fitness, we have a great wellness center or fitness center at the rec center, but well, first off, talk about that and what someone needs to do to be able to use that. And let's say someone's intimidated and hasn't really been to our fitness center before, or is that comfortable in that setting? How do
Sure.
they get introduced into that?
So our fitness center is great. It's a very open floor plan, so if you've ever been intimidated by a gym setting, ours is very casual, very easy to work with. If you are kind of new to the gym scene, we do have different memberships or day pass options, but we do offer free tours as well. So if you just want to see what it looks like and meet with myself or another one of our trainers or something, they can kind of walk you through all of our amenities, locker rooms, pool area, kind of everything we have to offer. But if you just want to try it out for a day, we offer day passes, we offer short-term punch cards, or 3-month and year-long memberships. But on top of that, if you want to get started in the gym setting, kind of like find out like how do I use these machines safely, we do offer free fitness orientations that take about 20 to 30 minutes. You meet with myself or another one of our personal trainers, and they just kind of walk you through all the basics of how to safely use the equipment. It can be a little intimidating to kind of see all that stuff in there and not know where to start and what to use. So we are happy to help kind of start you on your fitness journey.
Right. Really like that, and I would encourage people to take advantage of that. It's a great way to get an introduction into our fitness center. You did talk about personal training, so let's say some people out there want to take the next step and maybe have someone guide their workouts for them. What personal training options do we have?
Sure. So we do either individual or small group personal training. And those can be done by, again, kind of like our private swim lessons, requesting at the front desk with either myself or another coordinator, and then our personal trainers reach out to you. We currently have 4 on staff that kind of work at varying hours, so based on what your interests are, like what your goals are, and then also what times you want to meet, we try and match you with the best fit for you. Our personal trainers, we also work in like small groups, so if you want to work with a pair, if that helps you stay more motivated, or even a small group up to 3, maybe even 4. But most people like to do that kind of individual one-on-one, and we do help you with not only the in-person when we're meeting, but we also send home like a plan and other ideas for what you can work on, whether it's at home, in the gym when you're not meeting. So it's a really good comprehensive program to get you started. Great. Especially.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people who've had, needed that initial kick, I guess, with a personal trainer, that initial push, and then from there they had the tools, what they need to further enhance their fitness journey. So
yeah,
great program with our personal training. Now let's talk about all of our different group fitness classes. So how many do we offer in a week?
I think currently we have 32 or 33. It kind of changes a little bit seasonally, but I think we're in that mid-30s range right now. Some of those are doubled up, so we offer multiple back-to-backs because the classes fill so much that we kind of have to do 2 in a row.
Right.
Especially our senior classes during the day are very popular. They're anywhere from spin classes. We have seated classes where you sit the whole time doing things like chair yoga or like chair exercise. We have our Silver Sneakers classes in between. And then we do have a cardio dance like Zumba instructor. We have a HIIT class. We have some step variations, Tabata and tone. So lots of really cool classes. I'm not going to name all of them today, or we'd be here for a while, but lots of great options for everybody. So again, that's on our website. So check it out. There's great descriptions on there. And it's a good way if you don't want to, maybe you're intimidated by personal training, you can get some fitness ideas or some fitness leadership in that group setting.
Great. And some of the things that Ben talked about is 32 classes or roughly a week. Really something for anyone in there. There's aquatic classes as well. Yep. And just a nice mix. And Ben also took the initiative getting feedback started on it's primarily a men's class, which traditionally we don't see, and traditionally older men taking group fitness classes. They'd be doing their own thing in the fitness center, but it's really been great to see filling up a room with a primarily male room doing chair fitness and increasing their health journey as well. So really great things with that. Again, you can find that online at the City of New Ulm website. Click on Park and Recreation and you can see all of these schedules there. You talked about any other programs you want to touch on at all, Ben? I know we do we've done in the past, I guess, is the weight loss challenge as a fitness program. Anything else like that? I know you started your youth fitness program this summer, which was a nice feature as well. Yeah,
so we're always trying to expand and look for ideas, and based on what we get for interest. So youth fitness this summer, trying to help like young athletes that are just getting started in like fitness and weightlifting and things like that. We do try to do a once a quarter fitness event just to kind of get people in the community the chance to, we call them like samplers sometimes. So it's a shortened version of like 3 classes in a row. So you can come kind of just check out like a shortened version of a step class or a shortened version of a spin class, just to get kind of a taste of what's there so you can see if you like it. But we're always looking to expand and open up new ideas, so hopefully some great things in the works as well.
Great. And so a lot of what we talked about with the fitness side is included in our memberships. So memberships at the rec center, Ben touched on, there's year-long memberships, there's 3-month, there's punch cards, there's a daily admission. With all of those, you get access to group fitness classes. You obviously can use the fitness center, but also the aquatic center during adult lap swim and such, or an open swim, all that. So really good value in all of that. Keep in mind the year-long passes can be paid monthly, so you don't have to pay the whole thing up front. Very low fee to do the monthly rate, but maybe touch on just a little bit. You talked about Silver Sneakers classes, but a lot of our older adults, they have insurance that will supplement a membership at the recreation center.
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend, contact your insurance, company, whatever you might be using. Silver Sneakers is probably our most common through Tivity, and they will actually reimburse and pay us directly, so you don't have a direct fee to even use the facility. So just once a year you have to get us your information, and you get to use it pretty much just with a scan card, no problem. There are some other ones that work as well. The easiest thing I can recommend is just contact the rec center or your insurance company just to kind of figure out if you do qualify. But more people qualify than you know, and some people can be reimbursed by their insurance company for paying for a membership. So look into it for sure. You might be surprised that you can get a membership for very cheap or even possibly free to you.
Right. It's a great option. We can guide you through that at the recreation center if you stop in as well. Last thing I kind of wanted to talk about is you mentioned a little bit on special events, and where can people find a lot of our aquatic and fitness information when they're looking at, if there's a special event that they might want to try, or just every normal daily operations. What's our best route? So
we both have that information on our website, but if you're more of like a social media person, feel free to check out our Facebook page, just like it, and you can see things that pop up. We also have an Instagram account where we kind of post like what's happening a little bit more behind the scenes, and also some of those like events that are happening. So for example, day before Thanksgiving, We're getting the log roller in the water again. We'll have some staff in there kind of trying to help teach and both assist you getting up there. So if you've always wanted to try log rolling, great day for you to give that a shot. But yeah, that Facebook account, Instagram, and then also our website are probably the best 3 places to find information.
Wonderful. A lot of information today. Appreciate your time, Ben.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay. All right. So that's what we had this month for our Park and Rec report. Thank you for joining us. And again, if there's any questions, please contact us at New Ulm Park and Recreation. Thank you.